All right, here we are. Prop the mic, PTM, coming at you with some theme music today on Thursday, May 25th, 2023. We got game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals coming up. What's going on, my friend?
I am so excited, man. I just, I didn't really think there was going to be a game 5, so this is just all bonus play. So,
Bonus basketball.
bonus basketball. Yeah, no, it's fun. And you know what? There's a lot of sentiment out there that the Celtics could actually pull this off. So, I know you don't feel that way. But that certainly makes the game interesting, right? There's a lot of excitement out there that the Celtics could do something that nobody's ever done.
Yeah, people like to find narratives, the Red Sox, the Jeter and A-Rod there, and the this and that. I know we know what we saw the first 3 games, and I don't know, Boston for sure on paper. This is different because you have a 2 seed against an 8 seed, right?
Right.
So typically 2 seeds don't go down 3-0 on to 8 seeds. So it is slightly different. So yeah, there's a
Yeah.
chance. Yeah.
But the Heat really aren't a 2 seed. I mean, an 8 seed. They're playing like a 3 seed
Yeah.
or something like that. So, all right. So anyway, let's dive into it. We got the Heat at the Celtics, game 5. This one's in Boston. Celtics are -8, and the total is 215.5. So let's start on the Heat side because I think we both have a lot more plays there. Although I will say that's probably the riskier side, just because Gabe Vincent was ruled out this morning,
Yeah.
and everything's getting shifted around. So you can look at it as risky, or you can look at it as there's probably more opportunity there as well.
Sure.
So
Sure.
we'll say
Um,
opportunity.
opportunity. Yeah. Yeah. We
All
like
right.
that. All right. Yeah. I'm liking a few a Heat plays here today. I think you have a nice comp to look back on in game 5, that game 5 against Milwaukee. Going back to Milwaukee, it didn't happen in the same order, but it was still going back to Milwaukee, leading the series 3-1 against a
Right.
heavy favorite. So I think you can draw some good comparisons to tonight's game from that. Um, I think in that game, you saw Spo like get Bam going, right? I think tonight here he's going to try to make Bam a primary option, like he did in that game 5. Because when Bam gets going, it also opens things up for Jimmy. I
Right.
wouldn't be surprised if you see Bam bringing the ball up a lot in this game. He was doing that in game 5. I think you'll see that again tonight. I think you'll see a lot of Lowry Bam pick and rolls with Jimmy off ball, flipping dunker spots. For some reason, that's worked well against Boston in the past. You haven't seen them go to it much in this series, which is setting off some alarm bells for me here. I think you see Spo take that out of his back pocket tonight and break out some of this Lowry Bam pick and roll, with Jimmy off ball. It's worked well, and I definitely can see that. So I like that. So all that being said, let's start with the guy who's going to get a nice little bump in minutes here, Kyle Lowry.
Yep.
We cashed on him in game 4, right? Did you have anything to add?
We cashed on him in game 3 and game 4.
Yes,
Right. We had
correct.
4 assists in game 3, and then in game 4 we had 4 rebounds and the 3 assist 3 rebound parlay. So we've had a lot of success with Lowry.
Yes.
But yeah, his minutes are going to be up probably 30 plus minutes tonight is my guess. Is that what you're thinking too?
I'm thinking that, yeah, that's kind of where I was setting his range at when I was looking at stuff here. So he had a big game 6, and I think another good comp is game 6 last year in Boston. The Heat were down 3-2. Now that's different, obviously, series wise than what they're at now. But I think the Heat know this is a critical game for them to take here, because you don't want to. You don't want to let this series kind of let Boston get any momentum. So I look at that game as well. He had a nice game. Gabe Vincent, he wasn't as big of a player for the Heat. He only played 17 minutes in that game. Lowry played 37. He had
Yeah.
18 points, 4 rebounds, 10 assists, and was 4 for 9 from 3. In 9 games without Vincent this season. He did play 10 games, but I'm knocking out a November game against Washington when he played 50 minutes. So we don't skew the averages up. So in those 9 games without Gabe, he averaged 34 minutes, put up 13 and a half points, 4.5 rebounds, and 7 assists. And 3 times he had 4 made threes in those non Gabe Vincent games. So I think we can get some nice plays on Lowry here. Although his points seem to me a little juicy. I mean, a little high at 11.5. I'm a little worried about that.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at his home away splits in games where he plays 30 plus minutes. Home, no problem. 13.6 points he's averaging. Away, this is where the line is getting set. Away, he's averages 11.6 points. So not bad. It'll be somewhere around there. I would certainly feel more comfortable with like 9 or 10 points. So yeah, I would probably stay away from the points if it's at 11.5.
Yeah. So I think I like his assist here. It's 5. The line's 5.5 and it's plus 125. But he did have, I think, 6 in the last game. He's averaging 7 in those games without Gabe Vincent. He had 10 in game 6 last year that we were comping, and I think with that pick and roll that I'm expecting Spo to deploy here with him and Bam, I can see those assists ticking up as well. So I like that plus money at 5.5 there. If that seems a little high for you, I think we can go back to I don't know if you were also on this, the rebound and assist parlay for Lowry. I think you got to bring it up to 4 and 4 on either side to make it work at minus 110. Were you on that?
No, I do have a parlay for him, but not for the full game. I've actually.
All right, so let me wrap this up. Yeah. So the assists, 4 assists. He's done in 9 of his last 10. The rebounds are up and down, but I like his last 2 games. He had 8 in the last game and 5 the game before. With the increased minutes, I see those rebounds, 4 rebounds, not really being an issue for him. So I like that 4 rebounds, 4 assists, minus 110.
Yeah, not bad. That plays in very nicely with my parlay, which is pretty much the same thing. I liked a first quarter parlay for Lowry. Normally he plays 4 minutes in the first quarter. Tonight he'll probably have 8 to 10 minutes. My guess is, to be conservative, I said 8 minutes. He'll probably come out with 4 minutes left in the first quarter.
Yeah.
But these numbers I'm about to tell you only get better if he plays 10 minutes, right? So I just went with the conservative. In first quarter with 8 minutes, he's played 40 games this season. 1 assist plus 1 rebound is the play. 70% hit rate on the rebound and 83% hit rate on the assist. You put those two together, it is juicy still at minus 140. But it plays perfectly with, kind of with the overall 4 and 4. So whichever one you like. Obviously, there's more cushion on the full game, but the first quarter, you'll be done with it after 12 minutes. So.
You love that. The over 0.5. Send me home a winner.
I love if it happens all in the same play. Like grabs a rebound, throws it up court, does the Kevin Love magic, and
there you go.
Yeah. So. So I think either of those are good plays. But yeah, I certainly would be cautious with Lowry just because he is so much better at home than he is away. So these lines do look very enticing with 30 minutes if you just look on the averages, but make sure you're looking at how he performs away before making your decisions.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was also looking at 2 threes for him. I thought it was also good as minus 145, so also juiced up a bit. But I think with the minutes he'll play tonight, I think he's good for 2 threes, especially consider he had 4 in that game 6 last year. I think he was averaging close to 3 in those non-Gabe Vincent games, including like having 4 times. So I like that.
Yeah. I mean, Gabe Vincent, I was looking before we jumped on air. Gabe Vincent puts up 10 shots a game. So definitely a lot of a lot of shot opportunities
Yeah.
are going to be distributed. Lowry will get a handful of those.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's good. All right, cool. Who else do you like on the Heat?
All right. I think I like Bam over 3.5 assists plus
Oh, wow.
125. He is 6 for 8 in Boston with 30 plus minutes, averaging 5.5 assists per game. In game 1, he had 5. In game 2, he had 9. He's 5 for 7 on the road this postseason with 30 plus minutes, averaging 5.9. It's almost 6 assists per game. And that game 5 comp that I love him against Milwaukee had 10 assists in that game. He had a triple double. So I like that. I don't mind I think I'll be getting into something on this later as well. Maybe a Bam assist ladder. 5 assists is plus 270. 6 assists plus 600.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I could see that, with Vincent being out, I do think you'll see him bringing up the ball, and you'll see some more playmaking from Bam. They'll need that from him tonight.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think, he's typically more of like a 2 assist guy, but I do think 3 assists is really solid for him. If you look at his history in games without Vincent, I think he probably has like something like a 70 to 80% hit rate on that.
Yeah, but it was like minus 200 for that.
Yeah. So again, if you wanted to do like a parlay for Bam, 15 points or something like that and 3 assists, I didn't actually look at that.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about that as you were talking about his role in the offense. I think that's good. But if you want to keep it simple, I think 3.5 to 4.5 assists is also good as a ladder. So.
Yep. And then I also like his points here. I know I've kind of been off of it and you've been on it, but I think here after clearing 17.5 points in 5 straight games, he's had 2 bad games in a row here. So I think he's due for a bounce back. They're going to lean on him here. He had so I like this also going back to the Milwaukee series. In games 3 and 4, he had 12 and 15 points. And then that game 5, when Spoke went back to Milwaukee and made those adjustments, he had 20 points in that game and 10 assists. So I like that. And since I like his assists and points separately, I think also the 20 and a half PA on him at minus 120 is also great. That he's 6 of 7 against Boston over 20 PA. I'm throwing out that game 3 when Boston just gave up. So 6 for 7, averaging 25.7 PA. So look at Bam a few different ways here.
Yeah. Really good success too. And points and rebounds, points and assists, all that with Vincent out. So I think that's good.
Yeah.
All right. What do you think about Max Strus tonight? You got anything on him?
I don't. What do you got?
Just a quick play. I kind of like his 4.5 RA. I think he's going to get lots of playing time tonight. I think he's, in addition to Lowry eating up some of the minutes, I think he played, over 34 minutes last game. I think he's due for a game like that. So I use that kind of as my threshold. This season, he's 22 for 27 with 34 plus minutes. And he's 6 for 7 in the playoffs when he plays 34 plus minutes with averaging 7 RA. So his rebounds are really the kind of the bigger component of that. I think he'll get maybe 1 assist. But I just like the value on the 4.5 RA. So
yeah, he had 8 RA in that game 5 against Milwaukee, so I do like that. I was leaning on the big guns for Miami here in Bam and Lowry, and I'll get to Jimmy in a sec.
Yeah, no, I agree, but the reality is their team's getting pretty thin, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So guys like Caleb Martin, Strus, even Lowry, they're all going to play 30 plus minutes tonight, right? They have been already, and now they're down one of their starters. So all right, cool. You want to go to Jimmy?
Let's go to Jimmy. Jimmy. All right.
We'll save the best player on the Heat for next then.
You're going back to Duncan?
No. I'm done with him, man.
All right. I like Jimmy's points here, 28.5 points, minus 110. The 2 games that I've been comping here, game 5 against Milwaukee, up 3-1 on the road. He played 46 minutes, 42 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 for 8 from 3, and he threw on 2 steals and a block just for good measure. In Game 6 at Boston last season, down 3-2 on the road. Again, 46 minutes, 47 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists, 4 for 8 from 3, and he threw on 4 steals and 1 block. Jimmy's just coming out guns blazing today. I love this. I like to ladder it up. 35 plus is plus 350, 40 plus 950. It's hard. It's hard not to stay away from a little Jimmy point ladder here.
Yeah, I was on this under last game, and he basically crossed it on like a garbage time bucket that the Celtics just didn't even play defense, and then they pulled him out of the game. So we almost had his under last game. Probably will never go under on Jimmy Butler again. But what I did look at his points today, and I just want to highlight something else. So he does have a pretty significant performance difference between first half and second half in this series, right? So his first half, the 4 games so far, 15 points, 12 points, 9 points, 9 points. I think he had 9 points in the first quarter, which means in Game 4. So it means he didn't even score in the second quarter of Game 4.
Yeah.
Second half, 20 points, 15 points, 7 points, and 20 points. So if you take those averages, the first half he's scoring 11.3 points. The second half he's scoring 15.5. So me being the live better,
yes,
I would also say, he's only crossed 28.5 points, his line, in 44% of the games in the playoffs. So I do hear you. He could just come out and dominate tonight, but if he repeats how he's been performing, you get a lot more value waiting till halftime to bet him. If you can get his line from 28.5 down to 24.5, that's a 75% hit rate in the playoffs. That's really good. If by some luck you get it all the way down to 23.5, that's an 80% hit rate. So that's another approach, is if you're hesitant because you don't know how this team's going to come out without Vincent on the court or whatever, you could also see how it plays out the first half. If he's got 9, 10, 11 points at first half, he's probably going to end up with, another 15 points in the second half. So
I like that. From the live betting master himself. All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I even like the fact that he had 20 second half points in the last game. He didn't even start the fourth quarter. Like he was on the bench at the beginning of the fourth quarter. I thought there was a lot of shots in the paint that he missed that normally he makes. So I think he's in for a better performance here. I think you see him, start the fourth quarter. He'll play more minutes tonight than he did in that previous game when it started to get away from them there. So I like both angles here on Jimmy.
Okay. All right. Very nice. I did just while we're on the topic of Jimmy, I did look at some of those first quarter plays that we put out last game. The value just isn't there anymore. Jimmy 2 rebounds and Tatum 1 assist, or Tatum 2 rebounds. Like everything went up. So we're not going to play those again because we changed the books.
Ooh, all right.
We moved the books. All right.
There we go.
Kevin Love.
Okay. Let's hear some love for Kevin Love.
Nobody's loving Love these days. Everyone's fading him.
Yeah.
So we're going over 4.5 rebounds. So what has he done this series? Game 1, 16 minutes, 6 rebounds. Game 2, 14 minutes, 5 rebounds. Game 3 was when he got hurt, right? He was only in for 4 minutes, but he grabbed 2 rebounds. And the Game 4, he had 12 minutes and 4 rebounds. So very, very productive. So what I did was I looked at the playoffs, so as a whole. So he's averaging 16 minutes in the playoffs, and he's grabbing 4.9 rebounds in the playoffs as a whole. So that basically means every 3.3 minutes he's grabbing a rebound, right? So if he keeps up that rate, it's going to require him to play 16.3 minutes tonight to get the 5 rebounds. Okay? So that's the question. He played 12 minutes last game, played 16 minutes the first game. Do you think he'll, with Vincent out, do you think he'll get 4 extra minutes tonight?
It seems likely, yeah.
It seems like he could, right? Just 4
Yeah,
more minutes.
yeah.
But if we look just at the Celtics series, he's averaging only 11.9 minutes, but he's getting 4.3 rebounds in those 11.9 minutes, which is a rate of 1 rebound every 2.8 minutes, right? So if we
Okay.
extrapolate that out, that means he only needs to play 13.8 minutes to hit his 5 rebound rate, right? So
Mm-hmm.
do you think he can play an extra 1.8 minutes tonight more than he played last game?
I believe in him. I think he can.
Okay.
I think he
All
can.
right. So for a plus money bet, I'm going with Kevin Love, 5 rebounds. I think he'll have 3 or 4 of them just in the first quarter alone.
All right.
All
Hooray
right.
for math. Let's go.
Hooray for math. Stay in school, kids.
That's right. All
All
right.
right.
What do we
It's
got?
hard to follow that up.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
anybody else on the Heat?
No, that's it.
All right. So we'll jump over to the Celtics side. Let's just rehash real quickly. We put out a play with Pips NBA yesterday, who is great. Definitely give him a follow. He's been really helpful in kind of giving us some advice and just amazing analysis. So
Yep.
definitely give him a follow. But the play was Grant Williams, 9.5 points and rebounds. So I don't think you can find that again. The full analysis is up on Twitter, but I think it's up to 10.5. But
It's up to
would
11
you
and a
still?
half now.
It's up to 11.5
Yeah,
now.
it's getting hammered.
Wow. All right, it's getting hammered. So you heard it here first.
I think I probably still like it here. But yeah, it got hammered from yesterday.
But it's just a lesson, like in value, right? Like nobody wants to think about Thursday night's game on Wednesday, but really, if you're serious about prop betting,
Yeah.
that's the time to do it.
Especially this
Because
time of year.
especially
Yeah.
in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
normally the lines aren't released that early, but in the playoffs
Yeah.
they are. They were released
Yeah.
a day or two out. If you start working on it early, you're going to get a 10 to
It's a huge
20%
advantage.
value.
Yeah.
So definitely, the risk is injuries or additional news on starting, but that could go either way in your favor.
For
So,
sure. Yeah.
all right. So that's the first one. Who else? Anybody else on the Celtics side that you have?
This is very unlike me here. Actually, I have 2 turnover plays. I just can't. I'm tired of trying to guess what the Celtics are going to do. They're all over the place, and I'm just sick of it. And I don't want to have to like play the Celtics guessing game of like what team's going to show up and whatever. So I like Jaylen Brown over 2.5 turnovers, minus 145. He had his last 5 of 7 against Miami. He had 4 turnovers in each of games 5, 6, and 7 of the Miami Eastern Conference Finals last year. So I like that. And then I like Tatum as well. 3.5 turnovers. It's plus money, plus 105. He's also done this last 5 of 6 against Miami, averaging 5 turnovers per game. He had 7 against Miami in game 6 last year at home in Boston. And that series overall, 7-3, 6-3, 5-7-2. So he had 4 of the games where he went over by quite a large amount, and 2 of the games where he would have gotten hooked. So I like both of those.
Yeah, I like them both. We've played the Jaylen Brown one before. He's particularly bad at handling the ball. What I would say though is I think I almost like the Tatum one at 3.5 plus money better, just because the ball is like it's gonna be in Tatum's hand like 80% of the game, right?
Yeah.
He's gonna play 40 plus minutes, so he's not gonna be on the bench very much. And when he's out there, they seem to be just deferring to him over and over and over again. So
yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. Were
all
you
right.
on that? That was one of your plays?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't have that. I did look at it. I love the turnover plays. I just don't have access to them on my book. It's like different state by state, so it's hard to get too excited about them. But they are good value plays because not a lot of people look at them.
Yeah, for sure. But they do open up live. They do open up live on FanDuel.
That's correct? True. FanDuel opens it up live, but it's I don't know. I tend to not focus on that one just because I don't know. It's the last tab on FanDuel.
Yeah.
It's hard. I get distracted by other things before it.
Yeah. I hear you.
I'll talk about Tatum real quick. So I kind of like his points tonight, but I don't like. I think the line was what 31.5.
I see it at 30.5 here, but
30 and a half.
it may have gone up. It may have gone up.
I think he's getting at least 29 points tonight. I don't know if he'll get much higher than that. He might be 29 or 30. That's kind of where I think he's going to land tonight.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked at his games with 29 points, and I said maybe I can put that because that's altered down to I think it was like minus 190 or something like that. Maybe I could
Mm-hmm.
put that with threes, right, and try
Okay.
to get the line more adjusted. Um, so I look. Tatum's had 29 points in 56 games this year.
Okay.
Okay, that's a lot of games. Um, of those games, he's had 2 threes in 96% of those games,
Wow.
right?
Okay.
And 3 threes in 77% of those games. So pretty good hit
Okay.
rate. In the playoffs alone, he's had 29 points 10 times, and he's had 3 threes in 9 of the 10 games. So
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like putting 29 points with 3 threes. It takes you from minus 190 or close to minus 200 for the 29 points and gets you all the way down to minus 114.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
So pretty good value. We, early in our podcasting days, we talked a lot about correlation
Yep.
plays, like 2 plays that are basically scoring plays, like threes and points. We'll probably do some sort of analysis again in the NBA Finals for that, and let you guys get a broader view of some of the players that have the best correlations. But Tatum has a pretty good one, so I think that's a good way of getting a minus 200 play down to a minus 114. So Tatum 29 points, 3 threes, minus 114.
Very nice. I like it.
Also, here's another fun little fact I uncovered. The key for Tatum to get 3 threes
Mm-hmm.
is what?
The key for Tatum to get 3 threes
This,
is
it's
what?
the answer isn't 3 shots behind the arc need to go in the hoop.
Okay.
The answer is he needs 9 attempts.
Okay.
Okay. So
33%. All right.
97% hit rate when he attempts 9 threes of getting three or more threes, which makes sense. He's probably a 30 something percent
Yeah.
3-point shooter, but that's the key tonight. And I think last game he had 9 or 10 attempts and he got there. So that's the play out on Tatum. Juice it down a little bit because he may not get the 31 points.
Mm-hmm.
And add the 3-pointers in there.
Nice. Yeah. Like he had 10 3-point attempts in game 2 and 9 last game. Even that game 3, that was just when they raised the white flag. He still had 7 3-point attempts in that game too. So yeah.
But how many threes did he have? Only 2, right?
He in that game he only had 1. Yeah.
Oh, 1. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's the key. He needs those 9 attempts. I think he'll get them tonight in front of the home crowd.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
All right.
No Marcus Smart. No Marcus
No,
Smart.
I really like Marcus Smart as a play tonight because I think he's going to be on the court like almost the entire game.
I thought you were hitting me with a rebound and assist parlay. I like that
one. You like that one? I don't even remember. I send you a lot of stuff. What was that one again? 3 rebounds?
I thought it was 3 and 3. I mean, I just put 4 rebounds, 4 assists is even money.
Okay.
I even thought that was pretty good. Forget the one you sent me earlier, but
I think I had 2 players together.
Oh, never. Oh, sorry, it was Strus and Smart. Never mind.
Yeah, Strus and Smart. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was trying to avoid the multi-player parlay.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. You did remind me. I did dig into altered lines and like what players have the highest hit rates if I alt down their lines, right? As potential components, little menu for a parlay. So here's the 5 plays that I came up with. All right.
Okay.
And you pick and choose. I'll give you my best combinations, I think.
Okay.
But you pick and choose what you like here.
Ooh,
all right.
fun.
So we got Brogdon, 2 rebounds.
Okay.
96% hit rate on the season.
41
for 41 at home this season.
All right.
Perhaps the most beautiful props.cash chart I've ever seen. So you'll pay for that. That's minus 420. So obviously you're going to need a 3-leg parlay
Yeah,
if you're
a
choosing
builder.
that one.
Yeah.
Or maybe not. I actually do have a 2-legger for that. Stay with Brogdon. Brogdon 2 assists, 88% hit rate this season, and that's minus 280. So more value there. Horford 2 assists, 81% hit rate, minus 280.
Mm-hmm.
Horford 4 rebounds, that's an 89% hit rate, and that's minus 470.
Mm-hmm.
And then back to Kevin Love, who we were just talking about. Take him down to 4 rebounds, 85% hit rate, and that's minus 195. So all these odds I just gave you were from about 2 hours ago. They've actually all gone up a little bit since. If you
Mm-hmm.
put all 5 of those together, you get a plus 316. So then obviously I don't love doing that. That's too many legs.
Yeah.
The 2 options I have are put the 3 rebound plays together. So Brogdon 2 rebounds,
Mm-hmm.
Horford 4 rebounds, Love 4 rebounds. That's a plus 128.
Okay.
Not bad, right?
No.
All 85% hit rates or above. Or probably the one that I like even more, Brogdon 2 rebounds and Love 4 rebounds. So 96% hit rate, 85% hit rate. That gives
Yeah.
you minus 117 for a 2-leg parlay.
Okay. Do you have the odds for all these different combos?
I just ran those 3 combos, the
Okay.
5 of them together, the rebound ones together, and then the 2 of them together. So the 2
Gotcha. I'm a
Brogdon and Love.
little hesitant. This pains me to speak down on my man Malcolm Brogdon, but it came out right. He's got a muscle tear or something,
Yeah,
right? That
he
he's been
does.
dealing with. I don't know. I'd just be hesitant to ever since I heard that and how like his production's just totally plummeted here. I'd be hesitant to include him. I kind of like the Horford 2 assists, Horford 4 rebounds, Love 4 rebounds. I thought that would be a nice. Those 3 together would kind of be the way I would lean and
You
keep
get
Brogdon out of it.
you'll get even if you did Horford 2 assists and Love 4 rebounds, that
Yeah.
alone will give you like a plus 150 or better. So
Hmm.
so anyway, that I just like to throw out kind of a menu of the ones that were all like 80% hit rates or better.
Yeah.
And the theme with all these guys, if you look, they all have diminishing playing time, and that's why you're getting value on them.
Yeah.
But I think they still have really good history on regardless of playing time. So
You got Love 4 rebounds, Horford 2 assists is plus 104.
okay, plus 104.
Okay.
And then if you throw the Horford 4 rebounds in there, you'll have something even
Yeah.
nicer.
Yeah.
So lots of options there.
Yes.
Pick and choose what you like. All right.
Who am I picking in the game? Was that your question?
That's our last question. Yeah.
I absolutely love. I think it's come down. The Heat plus 8.5. I love that tonight. I think the Heat could win outright. I'm kind of leaning towards the Heat. Recency bias. Everyone kind of gets back on the Celtics here, but I remember what we saw those first 3 games. The Celtics have not been good at home, right? You think it normally is an advantage going back to Boston. I don't know if it is, especially a guy like Jimmy when he's got the crowd against him. He feeds into that. So I like that. I texted you earlier a Heat money line and Jimmy 40 points plus 2,500, something like that.
Wow.
That's very tasty for me. So yeah, I like that. What are you feeling?
I kind of like. I'm thinking about. I think the Celtics win the game. I don't know if they cover the 8 points. So you can do something like I forgot. I think I had this queued up. Let me pull it up. Let me give you the actual.
Yeah, this line should not be 8.5 or 8.
It seems a little
8.5.
high. Okay, so
Yeah.
this is what I did. I did the Celtics plus 2.5. So that just covers the Celtics from getting beat on like a Jimmy, turnaround jumper at the buzzer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just in case the Celtics don't win, at least they cover a last second shot. And then the Heat plus 14.5. That in itself is minus 105. So if you think the Celtics are going to win the game,
yeah,
then just do Celtics money line and the Heat plus 14.5, and you'll get plus money on that. I think that's a pretty good play too.
That is.
But
like
you think
those ones.
you think the Heat are winning it, so
Yeah. I picked them to win. What was it? Game 6 against the Knicks. Everyone was picking the Knicks, and I was feeling the Heat. And I think I don't know, especially after the Panthers won last night to go to the Stanley Cup Finals. I think Miami's bringing another one here, and you got another Finals appearance for 2 Miami teams this postseason.
it all comes down to how well Boston shoots from 3.
That's it. That's bottom line.
You said it last game. You said
the round robin cashed very nicely for me.
Yeah,
I love that one. Yeah,
bomb threes, and they did.
Yep.
So if Boston comes out, they're going to be firing a lot of threes. If they're not hitting their threes, they're probably losing the game.
Yep.
So,
yep.
All right.
I think that covers it.
Yes, very excited. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and hopefully Boston does win so that we can have another pod in 2 days.
All right. Nice work.
All right. Take care.
Talk to you later. Bye.